It's a hot summer eve, and my gap in leases has placed me in my childhood home for the next couple of weeks. Days like this, uncomfortable, long, dull, lead to aimless walks through the surrounding neighborhoods, and eventually, to yours. I step down those crumbling steps that lead to your court, hidden between the house with the howling dogs and the one with the perfectly kept lawn. I know this path very well. I heated it every day for years and years. I follow the sidewalk out and glance at your house from across the green field in the center, the one with those trees, with the big white flowers that would only bloom 3 days a year, the ones I used to climb up and up on. I look and I wonder, do the kids that live at your house now do the same? I wonder a lot, actually. As soon as I was old enough to understand, truly and completely, that I would never step foot in that house again, I started wondering, obsessing, actually, over what they've done to your house. That unfamiliar car in the driveway where the industrial-sized dumpster full of your things once laid, around the corner and past the rose bushes that bloomed in the spring, up the steps and into the foyer. Did the new owner still use that closet that your yellow raincoat once hung in? Is there still a bench for people to sit and lace up their shoes? Down the hallway to the left are the bedrooms. Did they replace your waterbed with a plain, sensible mattress? Did they peel away the race car wallpaper and paint the room white? Scrub away the stickers on the doors and walls of my dad's old bedroom and put up new, minimalist art? Something tasteful, something aesthetically pleasing. Back out and curving into the living room. Did they rip out the green shag carpet everyone seemed to think was hideous? Put in some finished hardwood to make the room more modern? Less 70s, 60s. Is there a nice side table or desk in place of the out-of-tune piano me and Eli banged on until you enrolled us in lessons? The table off of the living room that we only used for special occasions because it was so piled with junk. Do they eat every meal there now? Do they not sit in front of the TV with their food, watching PBS or Cartoon Network like we did every day before and after school? Except for the days we would do the crossword with you at the kitchen nook. One of the answers was Bluebeard. I still remember. Did they replace the stained counter with nice, easily cleanable granite? Put in nice mahogany cabinets and a stainless steel fridge? Is there still an overfed dog begging for treats by the stove? Every single member of the family giving into its whines. Downstairs. Does the laundry room still have pipes sticking out of the walls and cold concrete floors? Or did they finish it? Cover up the hole in the wall where my dad and uncle scratched their names into the wood in the 70s. The pantry under the stairs. Is it storage now that the decade-old cans were thrown out? Past the pool table we couldn't use because it was stacked with newspapers and boxes of photos. Out the back door. What does the patio look like now? Is it just a slab of concrete with a chair like before? Or did they put in a nice wooden deck? Does that clothesline still hang during the summer? Your shirts of yellow, white, blue, billowing in the wind as I watched from the living room window. Did they put up a fence so the kids now can't sneak into the neighbor's lawn to look at the koi pond? Did they throw aside the rocks Eli and I left on the windowsill for years and years? Every piece of us discarded from your house. I avoided your house for 6 years after you moved into a retirement home. Since you started forgetting small things like keys and dinner plans, and eventually us too. I didn't know you were dying when I stopped visiting, but I couldn't recognize who you became, and that was worse than knowing. I thought walking by your house would make me feel angrier, and I felt the buzzing in my chest. I walked between your house and the neighbors as I did every day to get to school, across the grassy field that leads to that church that looks completely out of place. I look back at their house. I feel relieved.